What's going on, y'all?
Hey, bestie.
It's your boy Jay here. I just wanted to do a quick little segue before today's show kicks off. Um, I am so pleased and fortunate to have a couple of very upstanding people within the Black universe of comedy and podcasting and all things funny and problematic and, all of that rolled into one at the same time. So, without further ado, I do want to introduce to you all an amazing collaboration that I was fortunate to have with Jade and XD from the podcast self-titled Jade and XD. If you haven't heard their podcast before, you absolutely need to go check them out because they talk about all the blackest shit that doesn't even matter and matters at the same time. They have been in the industry for a minute. So it was such a privilege to be able to go onto their platform and have a podcasting collaboration that really hopefully bridges the gap between the two universes, the Jade and XD universe and the growing Overruled universe. So, without further ado, please enjoy this week's episode of Overruled, where we are partnering with the Jade and XD show. All right, y'all. Bye.
And we're black. So today we have a very special guest. We have Jay here from the Overruled podcast. This is very special for me because I have one of my children here.
Come on, Dad.
House mother.
Come on, Dad.
Yes. Jay came through, the XD, School of Excellence and has produced a wonderful podcast that you can get everywhere. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, anywhere and everywhere. And it's visual. It's a great podcast, especially for us in this time where we're trying to sift through a lot of legal stuff. And it's nice to have somebody who is who understands that stuff is in the point of view. So
absolutely,
yes.
But you could introduce yourself. I'm sorry, but go ahead.
No, it's okay. I understand. Customs, courtesies, protocols, all that. Hey, besties. I'm here. My name's Jay. I just so you have a little bit of background about me, so you can learn to love me even more. I'm a military vet. I'm a government insider. I work in corporate tech, in aerospace. I am a multi-degreed maven. Let me say it that way. And I'm working on my doctorate right now. And I am a dues-paid member of the Church of Chaos. So I have to say that it is a privilege and honor to be here at COC headquarters.
Yes, we love when you niggas tithe. We do.
I dues paid for years, pre-pandemic. Okay, so we've been here. Okay, but yeah, I'm really happy to be here and looking forward to getting this show on the road.
Yes.
So Jay has come to us with some cases to go over because Jay has an interesting story, multi-degreed, and is still going through the trenches and doing interesting law stuff currently. So he's here to break down some shit that we may or may not have known about. And that we probably should know about.
Yes. And I will say that, because I understand that not everyone is super into the law and people are more likely to care about what they saw in the shade room instead of what's happening on the news. We're going to kind of meet in the middle somewhere. So we're going to tiptoe into these waters and we're just going to see, how deep we get today. But You can come to the Overruled podcast for more. Okay, that was a
Okay.
shameless plug, but I'm gonna do it.
That's what you're here for.
That's what I'm here for. Yes, please.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so all right. I'm gonna start with something very, very simple here. And I'm gonna ask y'all a question before I even get going. So, and it's it's like very present and something that is very important to right now. Do you know what the actual federal minimum wage is?
Now, when I was making minimum wage,
$7.25 maybe.
Great. Okay, both incorrect. So let's just jump right into it. So let's talk about economic exploitation. Okay. So in 2025, the federal government has still tipped the minimum wage or capped the minimum wage at $2.13 an hour.
Wait.
Did you know that?
What?
That's not a typo. I swear to you, that's the actual wage. This wage has not budged since 1991.
You know what? You're
So
absolutely
that's why
correct.
that's why tipping is so.
Because when I worked in
Um,
service, we made $2.14 an hour.
Damn, a cent more.
You said $2.14 is what we made,
was
and
$2.13.
then we got a dry cleaner fund because you were required to get your apron and your shirt to dry clean, even though I just got a nice nasty bottle of Niagara Falls and I would just go to town. I was like, I'm not paying that. Like, I'm pocketing this. But yeah, and then tips. That's crazy. It has not changed.
It has not changed since 1991. So we're looking at this point 34 years of the federal government specifically keeping it at $2.13. So what does that say about our government?
That's wild.
Now, do we really need to, think about what that means? But
I was like, who are you talking to over here?
exactly. I'm saying it for the one in the back that's barely paying attention right now. That's like, wait a minute, what you talking about? So my thing here is, let's talk about who gets hit the hardest, right? So it's women, especially women of color. And over 66% of tipped workers are women. So think about that disadvantage that is just baked into low wages. Many report tolerating harassment or abuse on the job to protect that bare minimum wage in their income. And when you add in, let's say, racial bias, for instance, Black and brown workers make even less in tips. And Jade, I know you can understand that from being in that industry. It's like you have to work twice as hard and you still get pennies on the dollar.
You also have people who don't feel like they need to tip, even though tipping was the origins of it comes from racist origins. Yes, that's exactly it. But you got people who don't want to tip, and then Black people have a bad reputation around tipping, even though everybody Black I know now tips properly. Like everybody I know, everybody I associate with and go out to eat with, they tip properly. But I hope you niggas who are listening to this and you are one of them 15% ass niggas, like, get your lives together. Get it together, because people do it like you. The main ones want somebody to run back and forth to the kitchen for honey mustard
and have the
ketchup.
most complicated orders and shit.
I'd like to sub out. I don't want this. Can I get this instead? And you'd be the main one leaving coins on the fucking table.
Exactly. And
I hope you feel shamed.
You're being generous, saying 15%.
Wait, so Wendy's can pay a worker $2.13 an hour if they so chose to.
Correct, because that's the federal mandate. That's federal law.
So then what's the? But then don't states have their own minimum wage standards?
Yeah, they do, but they don't have to abide.
They don't have to abide by them.
Higher than $2.13, and that's the thing that's so surprising in 2025. You're thinking about inflation, cost of living, how much it is just for some eggs. And you're getting paid $2 pretty much an hour, And let's just say you have a slow shift at work. You walking out with like
Mm-hmm.
maybe 10, 20, $30. Your feet hurt, your back hurt, and you got to buy gas and stuff. Like what is someone
Two
supposed to
dollars and
do?
13 cents an hour at 40 hours a week is 85.20 a week. So a month they would be bringing home $340.80. That's disgusting.
That is
That means
below the poverty
everybody
line.
should be on public
This
assistance.
is why I
And
be
we know.
screaming about billionaires. This is why I be screaming the fuck about billionaires, because it's nasty work that
Yeah.
anybody would make that amount of money.
You know
Okay.
what's so interesting? Because
I'm upset.
here in LA, yeah, here in LA, there's been a movement to, and probably major cities, have been a movement to unionize, workers in restaurants, and
Mm.
it's so nasty to see how quickly the businesses will close
Yes.
before they even allow any type
Yep.
of union. Like the original Pancake House in downtown Los Angeles
Mm-hmm.
is supposed to be like a historical landmark, and then folks were trying to get a union together, and they said, "Oh no,
Mm-mm.
girl."
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's
We're
crazy that
closing.
it's
Mm-mm.
crazy that an actual employer that's reliant on people for the business to thrive is willing to completely shutter their doors if people are asking for pay equity. They're asking for
Mm.
livable
Yeah.
wages, and that's across this country. And 300 some dollars is well below the poverty line as far as a monthly income. So public assistance would absolutely be necessary, but we already know
Yep.
what this government is about, what type of
Yep.
time they on. So they want to keep you down,
Yeah.
and they want to like
Absolutely.
keep their foot on your neck and make you just struggle in perpetuity.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
May you all have the days and the lifetimes that you deserve to have. I curse your lineage.
May they always get your order wrong. Always.
Always. Oh, no,
Always.
you can't get their order wrong, because then they'll do something else to fuck up your livelihood.
Well, damn,
You
you're
can't
right.
even bring home that $340 a month.
Yeah, you're
Nasty
right.
work.
Yeah.
Oh, go to
It
the
is
next
nasty
one. I'm
work.
I'm incensed right now. Go to the
Oh,
next
well, guess
one.
what? The fun is just starting, my friend.
Oh, chaos is here.
Chaos is here. And
This really pulling back the foreskin of America
oh,
is rough.
dick
You know what I
cheeks
mean?
everywhere.
Okay,
Just
episode title.
through the
The
through
foreskin
the
of
onion.
America.
Yeah. Okay.
We call this
And on
America's Brist.
oh god, the idea of this makes me nauseous. Oh, damn it.
Oh, let me roll up
Okay.
another one. Okay, I'm here to listen.
Okay. We'll move. We're gonna go a little bit deeper now. And if you were incensed by that one, Jade, and anyone listening, let's talk about evictions or tenant blacklisting, which is something that's very prevalent. So
Ooh, yes.
go.
Go on. Go. No, no, no.
You
Go
got
on.
something,
I
go.
have personal experience about tenant blacklisting, but go on.
Okay. All right. So imagine getting sued for eviction, fighting back, and winning in court, only to find out that your victory in court means nothing to the next landlord that you have. And that's because even if you win your eviction case, something happens to you and you can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, the courts agreed, the lawsuit that happened in the first place still shows up in rental databases. So
I
it's still
object.
a mark. It is a mark against you, essentially. And companies will then flag you as high risk from then on out, no matter what the
Yeah.
judgment in the case was. So
Yes.
go ahead, XD.
So, like when I was living in New York and I was working the housing crisis, and so when we had to like rent out apartments to like do the affordable side and stuff, you had to run their credit and their
Mm-hmm.
criminal background check or whatever the fuck, right? So whenever they had a rental case that came up, immediate rejection through what's those services like Real Page and stuff, immediate
Oh yeah.
rejection, and so they'd have to like appeal, because that's what, you know, New York City gives them an appeal process to like prove like, you know, this is erroneous or whatever the fuck. The problem is that it would be a lottery system, so like by the time you've rejected somebody for that, you've approved somebody for somebody else, but by the time they have approved their appeal, then you got to tell somebody else that, oh no, you don't have this apartment anymore because somebody, you know, got their appeal approved, so therefore they come ahead of you. It's really a messy situation.
It is.
You
It's
know who's
super
at fault.
messy.
You know who's at fault.
Tell us.
It's the diabetes.
Well,
people.
we can't. Well,
Grape
it
juice,
is
apple
a
juice,
specific,
cranberry juice.
yeah, a specific group
Papaya
of people
juice.
Mm-hmm.
Mango juice.
who
Fill in the blank.
abuse the system in New York City,
Oh,
and still continue to do so.
I don't want to get canceled on my first appearance on this
Yeah.
show, so I'm just going to say,
It's
yeah.
okay, we can say it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's why we love y'all. I want to
We'll
add
say,
here.
I've been tightroping that line for a while now.
and that's another reason why we love y'all. It's just, you know, one word away from going into the pit of oblivion. It is it is what it is.
Whether you're high or low. Yes, exactly that.
So with this kind of understanding, know that these records, these kind of red flags that are on any applicant's history, they can haunt someone for at least 7 years. So
the credit until it falls off the credit.
It's exactly. It's just like, you know, when someone files for a bankruptcy,
and it doesn't always fall off. You have to contact.
You gotta. That's another thing. Yeah, just so you niggas know, when y'all start, you know, sitting your time for 7 years instead of, you know, taking care of it. No judges. You have to do the work once that 7 years is up. You have to contact all 3 credit bureaus. You've got to write letters. Like, there are things you have to do in order to get that stuff actually off of your report. So just keep that in mind. When your cousin is telling you that she'll repair your credit, that's generally what she's doing. So
I felt like someone just caught a stray right there. They're like, "Ooh,
you know what? That's
one
so
of my
crazy,
cousins.
'cause
She's like, "Hey, bitch! I asked you if I come on your show and promote my credit repair."
You know, and you know what's so funny? I went through like a credit repair service, and it worked for a while until I actually learned what was happening, and I was like, "Oh, I could have did this myself."
Yeah.
But you know, they wanna be professional. They wanna give you the experience, and they may be on the path to becoming a notary public. Who knows?
Well, you know, anybody could do anything themselves. It's just, you know, it's just if they want to hire somebody to do it, then go ahead.
Exactly.
I'm about to become a notary as an old lady.
I thought about that too. I want to be a mobile notary.
I'd like to be a notary, and I'd like to
me.
play a evil queen at Disney World. Like, those are my 2. Maybe a Ursula too. Like, that's my 3 times retirement plan.
So be like Ursula by Jade, Notary Public on Wheels by Night.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you niggas are always gonna need something stamped and certified. So I carry that with me at all times.
Okay.
Exactly. Especially Disney. So, you know, I'm just a one-stop shop, truth be told. I might carry some cold cups too.
T-Bone, I see that for you.
Thank you.
I do too, actually. I feel like it's a very viable path. Should everything else go downhill, I mean, wow, you've got something to fall back on.
Three things, honestly,
3.
right there. Right there. And I'll work at Trader Joe's.
Yes, well, they will pay more than the minimum wage.
Exactly. And they might give me benefits.
And
and my Trader Jose's for 15% off.
It's very. Go ahead, XD. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, let's take a break.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And we'll be back with more Jade XD with Jay. Hit it, Claude. And we're black. We're going through, you know, America's Briss, apparently. That's what, behind, all that jazz.
I love that for us.
That's a title that won't get us canceled.
Nope.
Absolutely.
I'm just a messenger here, so I'm just dropping in,
Yes.
Nope.
That's it.
You're
What
a part.
else you got, Jay?
So
Yes, you are accomplice in this whole shebang.
you know what?
I'm snitching,
Okay.
nigga.
So something we were just kind of talking about a little bit. It's like, okay, benefits. It was a great segue. I was like, come on, Jade. You must have been, looking at all the things I wrote down. But let's talk about gig workers, okay? So, and that's a lot of people that's literally all of us here. That's people that are listening. There's so many people that do gig work in some capacity if they're working for themselves. So, of course, the central point of it is to be your own boss, have your own hours, make your money your way. Now, I'm going to bring this home to California specifically because, hey, we're Californians over here, XD and I at least. Jade, you're on the East Coast over there.
Yeah, fully over
but Prop 22 that was passed in California, it allowed Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and all of these other major gig type employers. It allowed them to classify drivers as independent contractors. And as a result of that means that those independent contractors do not have access to health insurance, sick leave, and they cannot file for unemployment. So, and just to add a little, add 10 on 20 of the situation, these companies, they poured over $200 million into this effort in lobbying to make sure that they were able to get these designations.
Let me tell you something. There's a special fucking place in hell for lobbyists. I'm telling you. There's a special fucking. There is a cozy. What is that bit? What's that shit you all wanted to watch at the Beyonce concert in? A suite. There's a suite in hell specifically designed for lobbyists. I hope it is designed in the right way, because those are some evil, nasty motherfuckers. That's the main reason we don't have gun control in this country. I'm sorry. Carry on. I'm just gonna get on with righteous indignation.
You hitting the point. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. It's so interesting that, lobbyists, lobbying would be illegal in any other country. You know what I mean? It's because it's always so interesting when you hear or watch the news or read the news. It's like they funneled so much money into these campaigns, and these people are just going up to schmooze with representative such and such and who's and what's it's all literally just patting them on the back like, I'm gonna give you money so you could have this stupid fucking boat in Boca.
Yeah.
So you make sure that you don't pass this law.
And you know what? This is a good point to mention that. Okay, so we know once you become an independent contractor with one of these various companies, if not all of them, because many people have multiple gigs that they're doing. Like, think about the hourly rates, probably anywhere between $7 to maybe $12, $13 across the US. I'll focus specifically on California again, since that's what I was talking about. Like, it's between $7 and $11 typically in California. So because they are not considered employees by the company fully, they, like the employees themselves, they can't even unionize. They can't do collective bargaining. They can't protest and galvanize because they are completely stripped of any sort of buy-in with the company. And that, to me, is the biggest disservice, because all of these people absolutely just want to do their job. Well, some of them, they want to steal your food and not deliver it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, most of them, they want to do their jobs. And we have people that can't even speak up and say, hey, we would like to have health insurance access, please. Damn.
Well, I have Uber drivers or Lyft drivers. I don't use Uber. Cause fuck y'all. I hate Uber. But anyway, that's why I got a Google number so I could get your food when I needed to get it if there was a specific place I wanted to eat from, you bitches. But
I didn't mean to trigger you, Jade, on that one. My bad.
no, you're fine. Everything triggers me. Lyft drivers, I've had plenty of conversations with them where some of them will start driving at 4:30 in the morning and they're driving until midnight. Yes. And you mean to tell me that there's no way for you to get any health coverage for yourself because the company specifically set itself up legally to make sure that you cannot get health coverage through them? That's just nasty work.
That would be correct.
Work.
Very nasty work. But it's about the bottom line for these companies, right? That's what they care about. And here we are struggling. But we can understand that that's what America at this point, that's what they are priding themselves on, keeping everybody down.
America's a business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
America is a business and nothing else.
And Beyonce said it best. America has a problem. So we absolutely see, there you go. Exactly.
Queen, then why stop selling hoodies for $150? I love you, sister. No. Because listen here. I guarantee you, if we got our black asses on this internet and sold hoodies for $150, you niggas would do nothing but complain.
Absolutely. They would ask for a sale, a 50% off, a 75% off, free shipping. They want it all.
Exactly. I'm like, who the fuck do they think they are to have $150 hoodie?
It was like Cowboy Carter. It was like, oh, I want the hoodie. And typically, let me tell y'all, this is a random side note. When I'm working on podcasts, typically I am in that oversized hoodie with the hood on. And I'm like, with my MacBook. And I'm like, bitch, I got work to do. And if you feel connected to Beyonce even more, because that's how she gets down, you know? So
yeah. I will let you have all of that.
And I thank you. Yeah. And I thank you. And I thank you.
Did I buy that fucking Cowboy Carter blue hoodie at the show? Yes, I did. See? Because I was cold. But but it doesn't mean, it's not going to stop me from complaining about capitalism.
Hot, kettle, blacker. Okay?
Yeah, no. Tip me over, I'm Mrs. Potts, nigga, but cast iron. It's all good.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so.
What's next?
Yeah, this one, okay. I'm just going to go ahead and talk about it because I know this one's going to have some thoughts. So we're going to go and talk about another outdated law. You know, we started with something that was back in 1991. Let's talk about the criminalization of HIV. So in more than 30 states, this is very important to hear and understand, y'all. It is still a felony to not disclose your HIV status to a partner, even if, because some people will already be like, well, duh, but even if you're undetectable, using protection, and pose zero health risk or any risk of transmission. In some states, you don't even need intent. You don't need the transmission to even happen. Just knowing that someone's positive, that's it. And if you're bitter, if you're petty, you can literally hold that against someone and ruin their life.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yes, and black. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, and black people account for over 40% of people that live with HIV in the U.S. and are overrepresented in prosecutions under this specific law.
Right. So I was going to say that I had saw a case like this on Law, or one of them things on YouTube, and it was like this white man was upset that his ex was moved on to somebody new and used that as a defense that he didn't know, and then he got charged. I forget what the criminal charges. But yeah, and I forget if I don't know if he served time or not. I don't recall. But I was just thinking, I'm like, that's fucking nuts, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, And I believe the gentleman was undetectable. And if you don't know what that means, you all, if you have HIV and you're taking your meds regularly, you hopefully become undetectable. And when you're undetectable, you're not able to transfer the virus,
Right.
so you're able to lead a wonderful and happy life.
Right.
Oh.
It means that you have a zero viral load, as they would say.
Yes.
So you can't
So
transmit it.
some of the charges, because it can range apparently depending upon where you are and so forth,
Yeah.
can go anywhere from reckless endangerment to aggravated assault, and in some cases, attempted murder, which is
Holy
that's very
shit.
extreme.
That's so extreme.
It's so
And this-
extreme.
And this dates back, I didn't say the year. This dates back to 1985.
40 years.
That makes sense.
40 years.
I'm
Yeah.
not surprised.
That makes
And-
perfect sense, actually. I was wondering which which year of the 80s you were getting ready to say
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
this was. And I know that there are some folks listening to this who at the start of this are, when you were talking about this, were like, okay, yeah, you should have to disclose your status.
Right.
When it becomes, and that, I think that might be a nuanced conversation, right? But
Right.
when it comes to a point where you can use that against somebody, like you said, in a manner that is where it is not true, and you can use it against them, that makes it extremely dangerous, and just as dangerous as somebody not disclosing their and not being, and being detectable. Like, that is extremely dangerous. You're taking years off of their life and away from them, off of your own vengeful spirit. So
And let's not forget the trauma that comes from being diagnosed in the first place, because you may not even know. Some people don't know the circumstances. Some people really went through a major traumatic event that led to them having the disease, and it's like, wait, we're completely ignoring all of that and penalizing
some people are born with the
Exactly.
virus, so
Exactly.
it's the same. It's just as nuanced as abortion, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody is just out here fucking all willy-nilly, you're not
Right.
giving a fuck and then saying, all right, well, if I have a baby, I'm just gonna kill it. Like, that's not what, there are many circumstances as to how people can get pregnant, and so it's the same way with contracting the virus. There's many ways people can contract, and like you say, it could be very traumatic.
Yep.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Either. But you also know why that law is that law, because who are they
Exactly.
primarily trying to target? It's always about who the ultimate target is. That's like the bottom line.
That's the through line
Yeah.
for all of these. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I always, especially with the arguments about ICE and Palestine, and from our community, and then some who are like, well, they never did anything for us. Well, that's their problem. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, well, as you can see, this stuff has already been happening to us, just in different forms.
Yep. Y'all gotta work.
And
Absolutely.
so let's not oppress, do the oppression Olympics, because we're all in this fight
Oh, I was
together.
very
We're just
disappointed
being
in several
impacted.
of us during that Starbucks during that resurgence. When Kamala didn't win, and it was like, I'm just gonna drink Starbucks again. All right, well, fuck them. I'm just gonna drink Starbucks. First of all, they have done things for us. There have been fights for years where they have been interconnected traumas of both cultures. We know that our military and their military and many of our police forces are all one big cyclical fuck ring. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to talk about a freak off? That's the ultimate fucking freak off.
And confirm.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna take this in another direction. Moving right along, Jay.
Listen. I'm here for it because I can speak to it as well. Like, I understand being in the military for 13 years. I understand it, and there's a lot of shit that happens that people skirt under the rug because really one big gang. The
Mm-hmm.
government is one big gang. Who do you know? How can you get through? How can you get off on something? So that is a story for another time.
May I ask you though? I'm just
Yeah,
curious. How
yeah.
did you join? Like, what was your reason for joining the military? This is not a judgmental question. I'm curious.
Oh, no, no, no. I'll definitely tell you. So the reason why I joined the military initially
Mm-hmm.
was because I was like, I want to be a military lawyer. Like, I really want to be able to help people in the uniform that encounter all of these wild circumstances and or hold them accountable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too good for either. But then I realized, wait a minute. This ain't
The greater
hitting the way that I
machine.
want. So I
Mm-hmm.
then plotted a mission to get every single thing I could from the military. So
Mm-hmm.
every degree I've had that I've earned, they've paid for. I've gotten, opportunities to really, experience different areas of the world and have been able to build on that. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's a tax that you
Mm-hmm.
pay being a military member, but if
Mm-hmm.
you're smart, then you're like, okay, what can I get out of these people? Because,
Mm-hmm.
or this institution, because I'm going to set my life up for success because they don't give a fuck about me at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a
Mm-hmm.
body. So
Mm-hmm.
I shifted the perspective, and ever since then, I've just been like, yeah, what can I get out of y'all? Y'all paying for this? Y'all paying for that? They're paying for my doctorate as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Question for you.
Yeah.
I used to work at Foot Action. We've talked about this a lot on the show. I used to work at Foot Action and Express Men at the same time.
Yes, you
And
did.
the recruits the recruits would only come to Foot Action. They'd never come to Express Men. How did
That's homophobic.
what it's phobic in so many ways with so many
It's definitely
prefixes.
homophobic. I can feel it. I can feel homophobia
It's
just
homophobic, it's negrophobic, it's
why?
Yeah,
it's Puerto
yeah,
Rico phobic, it's so many
yeah.
things.
Phobic choice. Yeah.
Do you, I don't know, obviously there's so many different divisions, right? So we know
Right.
that, but what can you speak to anything as it pertains to the recruiting in the military, because it is targeted? So just
It is.
wondering, as somebody who's been on the inside, what your thoughts are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is targeted. And in one lane, it's great that it's
Mhm.
targeted because it allows people to have access that they may not have any sort of traditional exposure to. But the
Mhm.
problem, as soon as you get over that, is that then it can shift to another lane, which becomes predatory, and it becomes ooh, I'm trying to think of a nicer word.
That's okay.
No,
It,
I
it
don't think
becomes
you
it
need to.
becomes it becomes a little bit. I was leaving it predatory to where people are coming after communities they know have nothing,
Yeah,
know
and that
have access to nothing.
they've set up to be disenfranchised.
Correct.
Exactly.
And then they're like, you can come in, we'll take care of you, we'll give you this, we'll give you, all of these bells and whistles. But at the end of the day, there's still, like I said before, there's a tax that you pay as the military member. And most of us leave the military with some sort of trauma attached to us, whether it's
Mhm.
PTSD,
Yeah.
anxiety, depression, so many things. All of those things I've
Mhm.
experienced, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
Mhm.
And it was by part because of the military. And
Mhm.
the last thing I'll mention that the military is really good at is they're very strategic in how they condition people to come into the military so that they feel like leaving is the end of the world. Like the
Mhm.
military is your life. So you're not going to be able to get the success you want if you leave the military. You're not going to be able to have stability like you think you will if you leave the military. All of these things are seeds planted from the moment a recruiter has a conversation with someone that's interested and they
Mhm.
go to boot camp.
Mhm.
From that moment on, there's this full like trajectory. It's like they have a plan,
Mhm.
a game
Mhm.
plan to do
It's a
this.
long plan.
And yeah, it's fucked, but that's when you have to get smart. And many of us that are and have been in the military, that's what we do. We get strategic and we say, what can I get out of y'all? And then I'm just gonna bounce.
Thank you for answering that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I know that there are many military listeners. So I know that they can resonate with that. And I'm sure they have their own stories to share too. But yeah, I love talking about my experience because it's something that changed my life for good and for bad. Like I had to learn how to be my own person again outside of the military. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
And we'll be back
Yeah, that's good.
with more. Hit it, Claude. And we're black. We're here with Jay. Chatting about legal shit and more shit.
Yeah.
What's next on the docket?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, so all right. I know. We've talked about some very incendiary topics already. But let's talk about, let's talk about polarizing, yes, to say the least. Let's talk about how you could lose your housing because of what someone else did that you're related to or no. So let's say, okay, so I'm gonna paint the picture for you. So let's say you're in some sort of public housing. Okay, you follow the rules, you do everything you're supposed to do in order to have that space. But let's say your cousin, they get arrested for something a couple blocks away, and as a result, then you can become evicted from your property, from your space. Let me say that, not your property, because you don't own it. It's public housing. So this is a part of what they call crime-free housing, and these rules are established to allow for evictions of any criminal activity involving a tenant, household member, or even a guest, regardless of if there is a conviction involved. Arrests are enough. So go ahead.
Walk me through this.
So this is a leftover part from the war on drugs era, if y'all can recall. Okay?
Ergonomics.
And that disproportionately affected Black and brown families who relied on public housing and public support or housing support to survive in general. So I'll give you something for relevancy, because we can be like, oh, is that still happening? Yes, it is still happening. In 2022, just 3 years ago, a grandmother in Pennsylvania lost her home because her grandson, not even living with her, was arrested nearby. Google it.
What the fuck?
That's all I'm saying.
Where was this?
Pennsylvania. Yeah, it's a 2022 case involving a grandmother of all people, like not doing anything at all, but her grandson fucked the game up, and as a result, she lost her home.
And he wasn't on the lease?
No,
because
not at all.
Because it was in
proximity, exactly. Because it was nearby.
Holy mother.
And you have to wonder a couple of things, right? Like, who's keeping track of that? Like, how are people going that deep into the weeds to find, like, who's your next of kin? Which probably was the situation.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, you got it.
No, as I'm looking for this, another case comes up.
Yeah.
In 2002, grandmother Pearlie Rucker came to the brink of eviction because her developmentally disabled daughter was caught smoking crack 3 blocks away. No, I see. This is why I didn't want.
Come on, work through it.
Xavier Delow. Xavier Delow. Xavier Delow.
Here's the thing. That is such a jarring title. That is such a like. that was a shock to the core. You know what I mean? Like, how could I not have that
I
reaction?
knew as soon as I started reading it, I was like, he's about to be a fucking problem.
I'm just gonna drink my water.
I'm not saying anything.
You didn't say
I'm
anything.
not saying anything. It's just that's
was
all
a-
I
it
could
was-
do was
it
laugh.
You didn't have to say anything.
You said everything.
You said everything.
I know that I'm not the only one that reacted that way. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
But wait,
So
that's
it's-
nuts though.
but
Wait, no, this
that's-
bitch starts.
that's
This bitch picks
wild.
up the pipe, and I'm about to lose my crib.
And you out of your shit.
No, now I'm going to prison because I'm gonna secure housing in some way. Like,
Well, you might see her in prison
Yeah.
because both of y'all gonna be locked up.
I don't know how long.
Like, I'm not crack affiliated or anything,
Hello.
but this little heifer that I may or may not be related to is smoking crack in the hallway.
Right.
While
Or
I'm
down
watching
the
my
block,
stories,
and
and I'm held liable.
Yes.
They watching The Bold and the Beautiful, and then family.
No, y'all got to give me a reason to evict
No.
me, because otherwise, or I'll give y'all a reason to evict me, because that's
Nah,
not.
fuck that. I'm shooting
Yeah.
this bitch. No.
Yeah. That, yeah.
No, fuck
That's not a fight.
that.
That's the ghetto. I have to say that
Done.
is the ghetto right there. Like, what are we doing? Like,
No, I'm sorry. I went
It's
full
ugly.
American. I like.
you good.
I'm like,
good. You good.
Nah.
So
Okay.
you know what?
That's
This
fucked up.
this is a great segue into, because we're talking about grandma. You know, I'm gonna pull from grandma and her plight. So let's talk about Medicaid. Okay, something that has been very wow. I love the reactions I'm already getting.
Yeah.
So okay, let's say you finally get the help you need paying for nursing home care through Medicaid, which is literally one of the key things that Medicaid is established for. Let's say, unfortunately, this person, grandma passes away. The kids are grieving. Everybody's just like down and out. They at the repast and they're just feeling away. And then here comes the state. And the state comes to you and your family with a bill. So instead of giving condolences, they're requesting payment. And this is under the Medicaid Estate Recovery Act, which states that literally the state, the government, can seize homes or assets from deceased Medicaid recipients to repay the cost of the care provided. So it is inevitably depriving those families that are grieving, not only from grieving, but from whatever generational wealth that they had when their grandma, back to the top of it, passed away and had a house. That house is now, it can be co-opted, commandeered by the state to repay for that Medicaid she was getting while she was in hospice care or getting any sort of nursing care. In 28, I'm gonna give you more. Hold on.
Okay.
In over 28 states, this law currently exists and is being acted on. Now I'm going to come back to California because, listen, nobody's safe. No state is safe. In 2023, California alone recovered $93 million from estates of minority communities. Most of those minority communities were low-income families of color, of course. So the state is literally coming in and taking your family's generational wealth from you.
That's not even federal.
Meanwhile, the rich are passing down the trust funds. The poor are inevitably passing down liens and bills that they have zero control over. And they don't even know that that's going to be the case.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know about this one, so I really would recommend looking up the Medicaid Estate Recovery Act, because
No, that is super important
yeah,
to know.
yeah,
Even on a personal note, that's
Yeah.
super important to know.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
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 that fucking sucks,
yeah.
you know. And I think there, it makes it very difficult to have hope
Correct.
for anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
because
It's
Yeah.
like, damn, I'm getting fucked every which way,
you can
you know. And I'm like, when do I get a break?
from
When do I
beyond
get
the
a
grave,
reprieve?
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
Because think about like
Every
all of
hole.
our families, all particularly minority families, like we
Uh-huh.
all really focus in on creating generational wealth for the future. So if your grandmother, grandfather, mother, father, whomever had property and worked their butt off, worked their ass off for that, and wanted to pass that down, but also received the benefits from the government that they were not able to pay under Medicaid, that entire thing is being snatched the fuck up. And the horns agree. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, that's some bullshit.
And I'm not surprised by California because California voted to keep slavery legal. So
Yeah. Yeah.
And I
they
do talk
definitely
about
not as liberal as they like to say they
Yeah.
are.
I will say that it was like the wording was a little difficult to understand on the ballot.
Intentionally
However,
so.
yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Intentionally
Yes.
so. That was on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you know, there is a conversation to be had about elder care, right? Because
Yeah.
you know, as we all grow older, I think the elder population is going to grow a lot older than what we've ever imagined.
Yep.
And so I can imagine hearing these things happening way more often than not. Or and you know, where's the lobbyists that do good things, you know, to get this shit
There are
taken
none.
out, because that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, like how do you expect people who are on Medicaid don't have that money to repay?
Exactly. So it's
No.
already a gift
Like,
if they have some sort of property like that was
Right, because
passed
they were
down
able
them.
to purchase it at a
Yeah.
time when stuff cost, a certain
you could
amount
buy
of
homes from
right.
Sears for $900.
For
Because
4
you-
easy payments.
right,
Yeah.
like because everything was a living wage, or
Yeah.
we could afford things because they weren't astronomical.
Yeah.
That's really fucked up.
Yeah, it is. So that's why people, I feel like if you have, elders in your life, please get hip on what this law really reflects, because you need to know that all of these laws, all of these things that I've mentioned, they impact every single one of us in some form or fashion, whether it's direct or indirect, So the
What's
smarter we
crazy?
are.
We have to, because they intentionally try to fuck us over in this country specifically. We have to work with the people who have worked on the wrong side of things to understand how stuff works from the inside. So my grandmother passed away a week ago, and my grandfather is still living, but he's in his 80s, so that's time is borrowed at this point. And I'm gonna need to, we're talking to attorneys right now, and I'm gonna need to figure out the things that I need to talk to them about. And one of this is due to a medical malpractice, so then that's another element we have to handle after. And we're working with a lady who used to be the person who worked on objecting all of the medical malpractice suits in order to know the things how we need to fight. And it's fucked up that you have to do that.
Yeah.
It's fucked up that you have to do that.
You have to know someone that has experience from being on the inside that can then use that for the common person's defense and betterment. And that's how I look at everything that I do, even, on my end. And I'm sorry for your loss. So sorry to hear.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's all of it is fucked up, and it's more fucked up because a lot of these people were brought into the world to intentionally
Yep.
fuck with us. Like, they had their children so that they could pass their nasty, evil legacies down, and those legacies
Yes.
are to continue to find ways to fuck us over. And that is, and the fact that we're always fighting against that as a monster is rotten within itself. So
Yep.
may you all have the days you deserve. I curse all your lineages.
Ooh, I second that motion.
Yes. All right.
Let's take one more break and
On a very special episode.
yeah. Yeah, let's take one final break and we'll be back with more. Hit it, Claude. And we're back. What you got next?
Okay, so I'm just gonna keep it cute with these last two that I have for y'all today.
Cute.
Yeah, and you can take that however you want, however you want. But let's talk about an issue that is without question plaguing the United States, like at very noticeable levels here. We're talking about houselessness, homelessness, all of these things. More importantly, how the United States has criminalized and pushed to criminalize homelessness through loitering laws. So, across 187 US cities, it is illegal to sleep outside, rest in public, or even sit still too long and look too cozy in some areas. They call it loitering, which we've all seen those loitering signs, or urban camping is what they also like to call it. For some people, it is genuinely survival because they have nowhere else to go and shelters are full. So you have fines, arrests, and jail time are all like on the docket for anyone that is houseless. These laws don't solve homelessness or houselessness at all. The only thing that these laws are doing are basically taking people and relocating them.
Legal
Typically,
slavery.
typically to jail. So exactly, legal slavery, because that, to your point, I'm glad you said that. In jail, that is typically the final frontier. That's like the Bowser level of slavery in the United States, because you can justifiably be either underpaid or not paid at all and do grueling labor day in, day out. And yes, there's an argument. I get both sides. You know, people say, well, these people deserve to be, you know, behind bars, slave, and this, that, and the other because they, you know, obliterated a family or they, you know, scam somebody out of millions of dollars. But the other side is the human side, right? And it's like we have to think about morally what is okay, and to have people basically in indentured servitude behind bars, and to say it's because not even because of those things, but going back to houselessness because they're out on the street. What are we doing? How are we solving problems here?
Well, they're not trying to.
Right.
No, not at all.
No,
Right.
look at those firefighters in California that were literally putting out the fires of $1 million homes for $5 a day, some crazy shit like that. It was something ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the license plate jokes for years that we always get, but there's so much labor that comes from the prison system. So yeah, they're just trying to recruit people so that they can house them in prison and they can perform extremely cheap labor.
And typically these prisons, most prisons, and a lot of people don't know this, I encourage everyone to do some Googling on this as well. I talk about it in a future episode of Overruled. We literally see that most prisons have shifted to being for profit. They're privatized.
Yep.
And so what that means is that a lot of white people essentially are just making boatloads. I mean, in certain instances, certain companies are making billions of dollars a year off of the privatization of prisons because each person is a line item. Each thing that goes into that prison is expensed, and those people behind bars have zero rights.
They also, a lot of these privatized prison systems are tied in with the same companies that own charter schools.
Mm-hmm.
And they literally start documenting these kids from early. And they're not documenting their grades. They're not really worried about those. They're worried about other numbers to see what
Mm-hmm.
the percentages are going to be for their prison systems later. It's a very sick, nasty cycle.
It's a pipeline.
Yeah, it's a pipeline for sure.
Mhm.
The
Mm-hmm.
silver teeth to prison pipeline.
I was gonna say it.
That is what it is.
The prison pipeline. It's very
Silver
coded.
teeth to prison pipeline.
Just so we can have some. You know what? Yes, I'll say that. Just so you all can feel like things are actually happening when it comes to this houselessness, the prison system issues, the all of that. The Supreme Court is currently weighing. Thank you, great response. That's what I was looking for. The Supreme Court is currently weighing whether it's constitutional to fine people for sleeping outdoors when no shelter is available or they're just down on their luck, essentially.
Because that's a debatable question. What
Exactly.
the fuck? Clarence Thomas.
Exactly. And this conservative ass Supreme Court that has just been bending over backwards to do everything for this administration, you have to wonder, is there anything that's going to be fruitful that comes from this? I can tell you now, the answer is more than likely a resounding no.
I pray the souls of those on the Supreme Court, minus Kenji. I'm going to go ahead and let her rock.
Yeah, she's not problematic.
Nah, but the rest of them, I hope that their souls are forever fucked by a nigga named Jerome who only uses spit.
And has dick cheese.
Oh my god.
Every day.
Oh my god.
All day.
Every day. Oof. That is a nasty life, and that's nasty work.
Yeah, exactly. Just spit. Criminal.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It feels like I can't. Okay. So I'm gonna go to I'm gonna make the last one as juicy as I can. Because God. Okay, all right.
America's fucked up, I gotta tell you.
Oh yeah. In case anyone listening didn't know.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to it.
Yeah. That's why I went ahead and we went to forego news this week. You can go read on your own. I implore you to, but I also, I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
Reading is truly fundamental, so we need to have everyone doing their part and being a part of the solution and not the problem. Amen.
Yeah.
So, okay, this last one that I'm gonna do. For now. Okay. So we're gonna talk about the gay and trans panic defense. Okay. So some of you may have heard of this back in like the early 80s, 90s, early 2000s. But I want to, bring this to the forefront because it's actually still on the books right now. It is still legal in over 30 states in the United States to claim you committed violence against someone because you, quote, panicked upon learning about their sexuality or their gender. So it's something that the courts actually will accept as a full-on defense, and you can claim it. It was used.
Wait.
You talking about this? Wait, hold on. This phobic ass, weak ass, stand your ground ass law. Is that what you're trying to?
Yeah. So this is essentially. So essentially, you can.
Yes.
It's a justifiable crime of defense if you, unbeknownst to you, someone came out to you and you like hit them or whatever the fuck, and so you panicked.
If someone, there was
or
a,
even
there was
shot
a
them.
what was that?
Or even shot them.
Yeah, or even shot them. Like it was used many times over in the last couple of decades, but one in particular I want to highlight is back in 2002 there was a murder trial for Gwen Araujo. I'm saying that probably not fully properly,
Mm-hmm.
but this was a transgender teen,
Mm.
and that person was ultimately harmed because someone found out about their gender identity and felt misled. This is actually happened on, I can't remember, I don't have it in front of me right now, but there was a TV show. I don't know if it was Jenny or Ricky.
Yes, it was Jenny Jones.
Yes. And okay, you know what I'm talking about, XD. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there was an episode of Jenny Jones where a gentleman brought on his homie
Mm-hmm.
and came out to him and was like, "I'm in love with you."
Exactly.
And the guy
Oh
was like,
yeah,
"Oh yeah, I'm not gay, bro."
Yep.
yeah. And
And
then
killed
like
But
him.
shot
the
him
guy
later,
was
right?
like,
He killed him.
yeah, and killed him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he was
Yeah,
Yep.
and killed him.
embarrassed at
Yeah.
being put on blast like that. And yeah, it's literally stand your ground, but make it
Make it
phobic.
phobic. Yeah.
In general.
Stand your ground, but make it phobic.
Period. Yeah.
And you
Oh,
niggas wonder because there's still black people. There's still people in our community. I only talk to black people really, so that's why I say that. But
okay.
there's still many of us who have really hateful transphobic views, homophobic too, homophobic and transphobic views, and you
Mhm.
think that they're not harmful because they're just your views or they're Bible based or whatever the case is. And what keeps trying to be presented to you time and time and time a fucking again is when you keep spewing your nasty fucking views for people to hear, it
Yep.
continues to justify behavior like this, which continues to kill the community.
Yep.
So that is why you are harmful and you are dangerous, and why this sort of verbiage is harmful and it's dangerous. Because laws like this are allowed to be so that you all can continue to be hateful.
This is the 2025 of things. We're still having to wonder if we're a member of the queer community, any of the letters, if our life is on the line just for expressing what our identity is. It is very troubling, and it speaks to the greater issue that this country does not care about equality across the board. It's not the core tenet that the the founding fathers claimed for it to be, because we're still fighting just to exist, either racially speaking or gender expression or sexuality. All these different intersections are still under threat, and you can be killed or seriously harmed for any of those things that I just mentioned.
May the founding fathers also be having the day they deserve in hell, because y'all genocided for all of these rights in the first fucking place. Y'all killed these people with blankets and food and white charm, and you never stood on scruples. You never stood on scruples. So I pray that your souls are being stung by 1,000 bees
Ooh,
in 1,000 seconds.
and you're allergic to
Yeah.
them. It's just like you have an allergy to bees and you get 1,000 bee stings, bitch. You're done for.
In a mosquito infested swamp of hell is what I
Ooh,
wish for.
ooh,
Oh boy.
I'm out. Mm-mm.
Well, Jay, thank you for coming on with us today.
Yes.
Yes, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to share some of these very important laws with both of you and the rest of the larger church of chaos, all of the folks that are listening. Really appreciate it. And I hope that this has intrigued you enough to do research for yourself so you can get smart, and that it has motivated you to come check out my podcast, Overruled,
Yes.
which comes out
Yes.
weekly every Monday. So I'm not competing with any of the other girls that are out there,
No, no,
you
no.
know, Don't worry, you can listen to me on Monday. And we cover a whole battery of topics, and this is just scratching the surface across many different types of law that people do not have a lot of familiarity with. And I'm chronicling my law school experience at the same time
Yes.
to give you guys law school for free. So I'm carrying the brunt, but I'm a water it down, do like a little law school for dummies, and you guys come check it out. So hopefully
Love
you
that.
can give me a listen or two, give me a like, a
I
follow, or
love
something.
that. I love that. I
Yes.
love that.
Well, thank you for coming on. This has been another episode of Jade XD. Until next time, friends. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. What's going on, y'all? I'm back. Oh my God. I hope that you really enjoyed today's collaboration episode with Jade XD. Just like Overruled, you can find Jade XD any and everywhere that you get your podcasts. So please do me a favor and give them a follow, a like, just as you are giving a follow and a like to this show, because some of you, for some reason, like to lurk in the shadows, but I need you. I want you to be bold and love me out loud. Won't you? Won't you? All right. Anyway, aside from that, we're going to move into afties, okay? Because now that that experience of a show is done, I want to just talk to y'all for a minute. Hey, you get the show, you get afties immediately after. So, y'all, law school has been wearing my ass, my black ass out. Like, it is ridiculous how much work I've had to do over the last few weeks, but I'm not complaining, okay? This isn't a complaint. This is just an expression of thought. Two different things, okay? So I've had to do a few case file revisions on some of the mechanics of what it means to build out like a case outline before going into court. And when I tell you, I'll give y'all this brief one. When I tell y'all there was an exercise, a project that I had to do and submit, and it was worth 10 points. Okay. So in this, we had to do a memorandum. We had to cite different cases. We had to make sure we articulated our argument. Listen, you give me instructions. It's just like Roxy Andrews when she mentioned it on Drag Race. Give me a sew and challenge and I'll give you what you like. Give me instructions and I'm going to give you what you like and need. So for me, I'm like, oh, done. Too easy. I'm following all the instructions to the T. Okay. And here I go, stressing. Mind you, stressing the fuck out internally, not because anyone else put it on me, like making sure I look at it again. Oh, let me tweak this. Oh, let me do this. Bitch, I submitted that. And then to the ultimate like gaggery of it all, the face crack actually of it all, was that out of 10 points, bitch, I got 4.75. 4.75 out of 10. And oh wait, here's more. So the professor, of course, she gives comments, notes, things like that. She's like, Joshua, you did an amazing job, which, okay, you did an amazing job with this exercise. You did really well. Here are the things that we were looking for. But, you know, and this is the part that really cracks me. She was like, but I want you to know if it's worth anything, you found the most issues of everyone in the class as it pertains to what we were looking for the assignment. So, skirt. You mean to tell me that I found the most out of everybody in the class and still got a resounding 4.75 out of 10? I'm gonna let y'all sit and mull over that, but any normal person, I'll say, that cares about their grades and wants to do well would look at that and be like, this some bullshit. So I I was slapped in the face with that 4.75, and I, asked as a student should, I was like, "Hey, did you see X, Y, and Z that I covered in here?" And y'all, and she's great. She's a great professor. Let's to be clear. She's also an editor by trade, so like books, newspapers, columns, and she's a defense attorney. So mama is equipped. Like she's not playing the games around here when it comes to writing, mechanics, all the things that need to be done. So when I finished having a chat with her about the grade through email, mind you, I got a random email back just asking, on my clarifications that I had was seeking out, excuse me, words. And y'all, she gave me a Mm. She was like, "Oh my God, I overlooked something. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I see where you pointed X, Y, and Z out. So I did go ahead and amend your grade." Y'all, she amended it to a 5.75. So, ooh, look at me. I got a whopping 5.75 out of 10. And that, my friends, is the law school experience. Um, I just had to say, you know what? All I could do was laugh at it, honestly. Because what am I can't be pissed about it. The only thing I can do is just get better. But I didn't even do bad was the point. Like that was the thing that has been throwing me about many of these assignments because I'm putting in maximum effort and I have to learn, just like anyone does, how to rewire my brain to law school. It's not, this ain't undergrad, this ain't grad school, this is not my MBA program. Everything is totally different here. Okay. And so that goes into the writing, that goes into how you cite things, that goes how you do so much of law school. So that little anecdote, little story time is just one of many that I have seen so far. And as we progress, I will give you more. But I wanted to share that one because it literally made me laugh. And I was just like, I can't be like, I could be pissed, but why? Like, no, because this is the experience. And bitch, I know I'm gonna get higher scores, and I know that I'm gonna get, at least closer to a 10, bitch, in some of these assignments. So yeah, that's been that. Um, Aside from, of course, law school work, podcasting, home things, lifing, it's just been like we've been moving. We've been moving and grooving. So I am very pleased that I am demonstrating not only to myself, but to my friends and to people unknown out there. There is a way you can do all this shit, okay? Because you just gotta have you really have to have the mindset. And I'm fully, like into the mindset. Like, I just instead of just looking over the edge, baby, I have taken a cannonball into the deep end and we in there and we moving, we making ways. So yeah, that's really all I got. I just wanted to do a quick little afties just so you could have a little cap to the end of the show. And I thank you all so much for listening. You know where to find me. Find me on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky at Overruled Podcast, YouTube, The Overruled Podcast. And if you have something you want to email, if you are a law student or you are a practicing attorney and you have insights to some of these, you know, many trials and tribulations you have to navigate, especially in the 1L or the first year of law school, please email me at theoverruledpodcast@gmail.com. Um, and yeah, I think that's really all I've got, y'all. We will be nearing in the coming weeks, we'll be nearing the season finale of the first season of Overruled, just in time for finals and the holiday season. So, yeah, that's all I got. I am excited to kind of put this first season kind of close the door on it because I've learned so much along the way. But I am really looking forward to hearing from you all about what you want to see, what you want to hear about. I'm gonna give you what I'm gonna give you. So you can only enhance that unless you come in with some bullshit. So hopefully, talk to me nice and I'll talk back. And that's all I've got, friends. Love y'all, not in a weird way. Love me back, not in a weird way, bitches. All right. Next time. See ya. Bye.